Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. When we last left off, we beat this game. And I totally thought that that was going to be the end of this playthrough, but then I found out that there is a debug menu. In fact, there is more than one debug menu, and a debug room. And I've been having so much fun showing off a whole bunch of things in this game. There is no way I am going to let this opportunity pass me up. Let's have some fun. So, in order to access the debug menu, you are first going to want to use your favorite emulator. In my case, I am using RetroArch. More specifically, I am using the SNES 9X core with RetroArch. So you're going to want to go down to cheats, and you're going to, in RetroArch, add new cheat to top. This will produce a new cheat that you can create. Although in my case, I have already created all the cheats that we will be using, and we will go over these as we go along. First is the debug menu for battles. The code for that is right here. C106, well, I should say C106 AF80. Have that turned on and apply changes, and voila! We have ourselves a debug menu. Now let's see here. Scene and background we'll go over momentarily. Objects, that's going to show off all the sprites in the game. I will show that later on when we have a little bit more time. And in fact, in the interest of time, we'll save some of these for later. Now let's see. Music is... let's see here. Well, music is obvious. It changes the music of the game. Like so. And we could pretty much just use this song here for the rest of the fight if we wanted. It also includes some short tracks, for example, 28. That is when a character joins your team. And by the way, you might have noticed that, yep, it's not 0 through 9 digits, it actually goes above that. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Each digit goes up to 15, indicated by the letter. And the max is there are 50 F letters. If I try going higher, it just goes to 0. We'll go here. As I explain some more of this. Scene changes what group of enemies you're fighting against, as I am kind of demonstrating right here. Let's go ahead and go with number 160. There are a lot of battle groups in this game, but I want to start with 160. The 00 doesn't mean anything. That's just there for some reason. So this battle group is Super Spike. Early in the game we fight an enemy called Spike, but here we have Super Spike? Okay, out of curiosity, what is so super about Super Spike? Super Spike is incredibly weak. In fact, under normal circumstances, you can't actually jump on Spike and cause damage. That's how weak this is. By the way, opening the debug menu only works whenever you are at the very start of your turn. As soon as you press any button, you can't open the debug menu anymore until your next turn comes up. As for this allows us to choose the background of the fight. For the most part, well, in case I haven't already said it because I forget, there are no songs in this game that are left unused. But there is, however, a background in the game that does not get used. and that would be this background right here. It is an underwater background, a very scenic underwater background. Normally, the underwater stuff is inside a cave or inside the sunken ship, but we actually have some greenery here. Also, Super Spike is suddenly, silhouetted because Super Spike is not meant to be underwater, so therefore, the game doesn't know how to apply the underwater filter such as it is on Mario. And then we have no music. The reason there is no music is because this dungeon is supposed to play the same song throughout, with no change in music. But since that fight had a change in music, the game doesn't know what to do. It's actually kind of eerie how quiet it is. Something interesting I just learned, by the way. If you sit here long enough, after the bridge collapses, a lava bubble appears in its place. Don't let Bowser bruise you, Mario! Mario, prepare yourself for the great beyond! I don't really feel like it. First, push A. Push A again to attack. Okay, if we're going to be doing this tutorial up here, we need some appropriate music. That was the battle background. Note to self, do not change BG, that is background, not background music. So let's go ahead and have some appropriate music for this situation. There we go. Alright. The most stressful tutorial. Wait a second. Hit A again here. Good timing. Okay, I'm not gonna be enthusiastic like that throughout the entirety of this. So yeah, this is the tutorial that takes place whenever you ask Toad to teach you. When you say, no, I do not know what timed hits are. Now try a special strike. By the way, your options are restricted except for the one thing Toad wants you to do. Push Y here. Your attack will be more powerful. Learn special skills as you gain experience. They're on the menu. Read about them, okay? Indeed I did. Meanwhile, during that tutorial, so yeah, I have like pages of notes prepared as we go through the debug stuff. Oh, we have only just started here. There's gonna be a lot to do. I'm basically going to replay through the entire game. I mean, not the whole thing. I'm gonna be skipping around here and there. You'll see, it's gonna be fun. What's this silent treatment? Not telling something? Bowser again? Here we go again. Bring her back like you always do. Mario, you're forgetting something. Come with me and I'll show you. Before you start off, it's best to jump up on these boxes and save as often as possible. In case of an emergency, you can always start over from the last place you saved. Good idea. You never know, something screwy might happen. Okay, just real quick, I'm going to go ahead and meet XR at the castle, and, yeah. Alright, just met XR. Toad is inside Mario's house, and inside Mario's house is actually going to be the next thing we're gonna do. It is time to open the next of the Debug's menus. I misspoke and said debugs, because there's more than one debugs, but specifically, Mario's Debug Mushroom. This is a 3-part code. You can see it on screen. I'm not going to read all of that, but we're going to go ahead and turn that on. For this code to work, we have to turn it on before going into Mario's house. So normally this mushroom, you click it and you take a nap. But with the code in place, we have ourselves the next debug menu. So what I'm gonna do here is actually save state again. And I'm not necessarily gonna go through this in order. We're gonna start by going to option. Okay, so our options here, 500 coins, 1 level up, self-explanatory. Next page, 99 flowers. I want that. There's also max level up. I'll use that later, although it's worth noting that it isn't necessarily a max level up. It just gives you a set amount of experience. At this point, it would actually just bring me to level 22. But I definitely want 99 flowers. And there we go. I have max flower points. Okay. What do I want next? We want option again. Next. 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 And that ended it. I went one next too many. Next. Next. Okay. So from here, we have a couple of blank options. There's going to be a lot of blank options in this debug menu. This option right here will bring this to the Moleville Trading Post in Moleville. And then this brings us back to the start of the menu, which is where I want to go for the moment. So, back at the start of the menu, we've got... Well, let me save state again, because things get a little glitchy from here. This is a blank option that will do stuff, and every option from here, besides next, will take you to part of the opening title sequence. Except instead of playing that title sequence music, it plays the 8-bit Mario theme. And the reason why I wanted to save state is because we are stuck here. It's going to go through the same small portion of this opening in a loop, infinitely. All the options that bring you to this title sequence bring you to this set of clips. Each option starts you off with a different clip, but it's all in the same loop. And there we go, we have looped. So load state. Alright, clicking next. So this option here brings you to the Donut Bridge in Land's End. And this option here brings you to the Land's End Cliff. Click next. This triggers the cutscene after the minecart ride in Moleville when you crash into the house. And this one here is supposed to bring you to Midas River, except in my case, it crashes the game for some reason. I feel like you're supposed to have some sort of condition in order for it to work. Maybe like the correct party members or something, but it crashes for me. And then the last page here, well, every option from here brings you to Booster Hill. And once again, it winds up crashing for me. In most cases, it just crashes whenever it tries loading the map. In this case, it's kind of special. It lags into the screen. And then suddenly the Mushroom Kingdom is being attacked by the Shy Guys and Pogo Sticks, except I'm mostly soft-locked. I can jump, but I can't actually do anything besides, not even open the menu. So why that is like that, no idea. So what do I want to do? I want to show off a couple of things. So next, and we'll go ahead and go to the end of the minecart ride. Wonder how those kids are doing. Ask Mario to help us out. I have a feeling they're gonna drop in any moment now. And I'm just going to... Well, first off, the music restarted because originally what was supposed to be happening is the minecart theme was playing. But instead it was the Mobile theme, and the Mobile theme restarted. Anyway, I'm going to skip ahead until after we are able to do stuff. Okay, so from here, my options are certainly limited. I think going to certain places will actually soft lock the game. And in particular, we have going to the world map. And since I have not actually gotten to Mobile properly, my options for locations are very limited. And if I try going to Booster Pass, well, it locks the game. So, load state, and next I'm going to go to the other Mobile option because it's actually kind of interesting. Option, next, first option. We're at the Mobile trading post, as I mentioned we would be. This is, once again, after rescuing the kids from the mountain. And we're going to go ahead and leave town. And you'll notice that this time I don't actually have any icons at all. And if I choose a place, I was apparently off to the side. Where this time, I'm not entirely soft lock. I can jump around, but that's all I can do. Okay, so what do I really want to do? Well, first I'm going to just have a little bit of fun and show off Donut Bridge, where it basically starts us off right here. And you are locked onto the bridge, at least once you start landing on it. You can't fall off. If I try going down the hole or backtracking, the game soft locks. I am able to proceed onward though, but I will get my butt kicked handily if I continue further. In fact, allow me to demonstrate. That is not how I'm going to demonstrate. Come here, you. $100 damage with defending. By the way, if you get a game over before saving the game, you get kicked back to the file select screen. Okay, now for some forward progression. We are going to go to this option here, which takes us right before the cliff. Specifically, after the point where we meet Sergeant Flutter. Although for some reason, the mouse that we meet who guides us to Monster Town is still here. It really does look for the edge of the world. No, it doesn't. Alright, bye! Oop. Alright, I'm gonna wanna try to get a decent score here. Mission accomplished. Elapsed time is 12 even. That's quite good. Keep up the great work. Darn. I needed to get a fraction faster. There we go. Distinguishing work, soldier. Here's the next best thing. A tripper pin. Next best thing to what? Normally you say that after saying very commendable, you'd make a great sky trooper if he had wings. And that was an interesting animation. We didn't see that the first time when we acquired the tripper pin. What happens is he actually puts it on you if you don't have an accessory equipped. Now I'm going to go ahead and save again, because like with before, we find ourselves kind of stranded with nowhere to go. We can't go anywhere. So at this point it is time for the next of the cheat codes. And we're going to first off turn off cheat number 3. Actually no. Let's leave that on for the moment. And we want to use cheat number 4, which is this code right here. It is a double code. We're going to turn that on. We're going to apply changes. And I went back to mini menus. And what happens is we're on the debug screen, kind of. But we have triggered Gaz's cutscene. So the reason I was about to turn off Mario's mushroom cheat is because it messes with our trip into here if it's turned on. And we find ourselves out of bounds, and in fact we're not going to be able to do anything. But I wanted to at least show how far this scene goes before we crash. So if we choose You Betcha, it crashes. If we choose wrong number, it goes a little bit further. And that's where it ends. Can't do anything further. So, let's make sure we have Mario's debug mushroom turned off. And now, when we go through here, we'll appear on the debug screen properly after a couple of attempts. The world map. It sure is. Talk to the person at the place you wish to go. Well, first I'm going to go ahead and turn off cheat number 4. Because we're done with that. So, this is the debug. It is, not entirely programmed well. Basically, any obstruction that should be obstructing me does not, and bushes are fake. The Mario clone here doesn't seem to do anything. The toads, however, do plenty. Basically, all the toads, most of them anyway, and Bowser are warps. Bowser takes you to Bowser's Keep. There's nothing of interest over here, but it might as well show what this area of the map looks like. Likewise over here. Land's End. These warps work properly. They take you to the entrance of each place. And this toad is special. We'll come back to this toad. But this toad is special. Oops, talk to him. I'm gonna save state because we have a regular save. What does that do? It acts as a save point. What is this location called? It just uses the name of the last place. Either that or it's just called Mario's Pad. So we have a variety of options with this toad. We can give ourselves 999 coins, for example. Now we do. We can't give us 99 frog coins, sadly. Treasure Seeker. That gives us the signal ring to look for hidden treasures. We could also add party members from here. I'm not going to do that yet. World map on. If I select that, all of a sudden that'll make every location in the world map unlocked. And I won't have any issue exploring around. And finally, we have these two options. Star menu test. Honestly, I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. It doesn't work. Maybe it'll work if I get any star pieces. Ending is interesting. It takes you to the ending. But not the whole ending. It actually starts at this point. And it just plays out the rest of the ending as normal. With the odd exception that the cloud platform that the royalty normally stand on is not there. And we end that menu. From here, let's go ahead and head to Barrel Volcano. Because there is a glitch here that I want to take advantage of. A glitch that I kind of failed to take advantage of the first time I was here. And it involves falling in lava, which you can't initially do. You have to go to the lava pool at the start of the area or a lava pool up ahead. But I'm going to save state so that I have more than one opportunity to get there. We need to make sure we get a level up. And made it into the lava just in time. Because there's an interesting trick. If you land in the lava while getting a level up, and you hold the direction after the level up screen, in this case I'm going to hold up to get away from the entrance to the room. Oop, that didn't work. Hold on a sec, we'll try that again. This time I got 2 level ups. And this time, as we exit this, I'm gonna hold right. And also run. And there we go! I have control of Mario during his bounce back to the entrance of the room. It's kind of hard to control because I'm actually fighting the motion trying to get back to the entrance of the room. And in fact, if I hold right without the run, I'm held in place. I let go and I slide back over there incrementally because I was trying not to slide back all the way. I was still pressing right to not slide all the way. But yeah, this is an interesting glitch, I gotta say. And I'm glad I was able to show it off. While you're like this, you can't actually interact with anything except for the entrances and exits of the room. Like so. Oops. This is a fight that I won't necessarily be able to win. Here's how I'm going to escape this battle. And then I'm going to go ahead and make my escape from the rest of this dungeon while acquiring that green coin. Eventually. You'll have to trust me, I'll have it by the time I cut back. Alright, we have made it to the end, and oh boy. You know, it occurs to me that I have a lot to show off, and in fact I knew that I had a lot to show off. What I did not expect was how long it's actually going to take to show this off. we are not even halfway done with all the stuff I'm going to be doing here. So we're just going to have to end this episode right here, and I guess continue this next week. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to intermingle this with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, now that I started that, but there's going to be some intermingling going on somehow.